right, guys, welcome to another mini-sode of Song Title Challenge. This is where you send in your song titles and get inside the mind of a hit songwriter. How is Brent going to approach writing the lyrics for this song? What angle is he going to take conceptually? He usually gives you about 2, 3, or 4 of those to play around with, things you didn't think about, and we usually end up having a pretty good time doing it, right, Brent?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
This is not a co-write in any way, shape, or form. This is just a fun, creative exercise. You own 100% of the song. If you have a song title, a clever song title that you want to send it in to info@daredevilproduction.com. Once again, production is singular. There is no S. info@daredevilproduction.com. In the subject line, put Song Title Challenge, and it'll get into the right folder. And when I take a bunch of those, I read through, I pick one completely subjectively. It's just up to me. And I spring it on Brent live on the podcast, and he tries to hit the country nail with the country hammer.
That's right. Makes you nervous every time. Nothing like being put on the spot.
All right. You ready?
No. Let's do it.
All right. So this is from climber and songwriter Antonius Delirius, which is a fascinating name. It sounds like old Roman.
That's right. Yeah.
Atticus something is
Antonius.
Antonius Delirius. That's a cool.
Are you not entertained? Yes.
The song title is It True?
Is it true? Okay. All right. So Country Hammer, looking at this to try and nail this to the country singles chart. So that's what I'm aiming at here. So I'm trying to figure out how to write this as a hit country song because that's what I know best. Is it true? Okay, so riffing on that. I mean, there's just what if you could do an angle of, is it true that you love me? Is it true that you're cheating on me? Is it true that we have a chance? You could frame some stuff in the verses talking about old myths and conspiracy theories and Bigfoot and Roswell and stuff. And I just wonder, is it true? It used to keep me up nights wondering, is it true? Are there aliens out there? But now I'm just wondering if, it keeps me up at night wondering if, do you really love me or are you going to leave me kind of stuff? Is it true? So that's one thing. I mean, you could do maybe a duet on it where they're asking each other, different things. Is it true? Is it true that, you want to marry me, that you want to leave me, that kind of thing, which could be kind of interesting as a duet kind of thing, give some energy to that. Is it true? I mean, that there's a God, could you go kind of more CCM route or some of those bigger questions in life, what it comes down to is it true? Or is it not? So many things that really matter come down to, is it true? Man, that's just so kind of wide open.
I just thought there's like a lot of different ways you could go with this. Off the top of my head, I was thinking so think of like True North, right? So, we headed north, but is it true? Like there's different, talk about the direction of a relationship.
Yeah, it's love, but is it true?
And how about love? Tried and true, right? Mm-hmm. So it's been tried, but is it true?
Yeah. Is it true? Is it real? Is it, me and you, I know how it feels, but is it, whatever? Is it true? Johnny, yes, you in the back. Oh, I got it. With your hair raised.
Okay, so again, sort of playing off like true story, right? Mm-hmm. So you can go on and sort of like in the verses articulate out somebody's story. Like it could be like the instead of like, is it true that you're in love with me? Like it's a person inside their own head going like, am I falling in love with this person? Like you said this about this and this was your story, but is it true? And then you said this about this part of your past and this, and it could all be like the things that make this person fall in love. That'd be upbeat, positive, but details where you're painting the picture, you're putting the furniture in the room about maybe like a first date. Right? Mm-hmm. Like the kind of conversations you have when you're getting to know somebody, and each one of these things you're like, wow, but is that true? Like, because you never know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could go dark with it with someone that's been hurt and cheated on before. And, he's saying all this stuff and it looks good, but is it true? Because they just have trust issues.
And everybody's got a little bit of that, though. It doesn't have to be dark, right? I mean, I think everybody's got a little bit of, like, we're trying to figure out, like, are we seeing the mask yet? Are we,
they sound
the real person.
On first dates, we don't send ourselves, we send our representative, you know?
That's right. No, I mean, right there, that's it. Like, that's kind of it, right? Like, you could spin it like that, and you could be like, okay, well, he said this. I kind of believe that, but this one over here, is that true? Like, is that real? Like,
you know, is it? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you go a little, you know, deeper. Like, you know, is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? You know, when you give someone maybe constructive criticism, or you say something that's going to be hard for someone to hear, you know, maybe kind of negative or whatever. But is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? You know, or are you just picking on them? Are you just bullying them? Are you just being mean and you know, gigging somebody? Before you say those things, you got to think: am I saying it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary to say this? Or am I just being a jerk? So there's some of that stuff that could go in there as well. But it's interesting, like, is it true, like, who I'm being with this person? Or it feels good, it's all this stuff, but is it, you know, is it true that this is really the relationship I need to be in? Or is it true who I'm being in this relationship? Like, it's working, but I'm not really being me. Yeah. Might be interesting too. I mean, that's still negative stuff. I'd love to go, you know, positive with it. You know, or is it, I know all this stuff about her. The one thing I'm asking is, you know, is it true? You know, is that, I don't know, is it true love? Is it real? And the answer could be yes. You know, man, is it true?
Well, what if you did, if you set it up? What if you set it up like you're finding out about secrets about a cheating song? Okay. Mm-hmm. So like, and you're sort of setting up, like, I heard it on the street, you know, you set it up like it's nefarious, right? Like it came through the grapevine back to you, but then somehow, and I don't know, you're the word man, you figured this out, but somehow you reveal at the end that it was like, she was at a stoplight and she gave $5 to the guy in the corner. She was at a 7-Eleven and there was some poor people behind her and she paid for their stuff because they didn't, you know what I mean? Like you find like these rumors, but they're all like real about a really awesome person.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I got you. It turns out that, there was stuff was taken out of context, or it actually ends up that it's a positive.
You do that little twist on it, but it's like, so is it true? Like that could be a clever little upbeat, positive twist, you know?
Yeah. You're on the kind of the seedy side of town, the wrong side of the tracks, you know, the other night. Yeah, I was feeding the homeless.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's this homeless shelter over there. But is
it true? Man, you can say all this stuff. You can pretend to be all these different people to get one over, to be more popular. But man, really, don't ask, is it popular? Ask, is it true?
Ooh.
You know, like kind of a be yourself kind of thing.
Like an authenticity song.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, there'd be ways to frame that, because it's not optimal if the singer is just preaching at the listener, going, yes, you might think this and you might think that, but you got to ask yourself, is it true? A lot of times that doesn't work as well. It did, like with Humble and Kind. So you may do it where the singer is kind of talking to themselves, going, you know, I know this, you know, when I do this or I do that, or I could do this and I could do that and it'd be popular, or it may help me get the girl, or it may da-da-da. But what I really got to ask myself, not is it popular, not is it working? I got to ask, is it true? Is this really who I am? Is this who I want to be? Because if this gets me the love that I'm trying to get, I'm still going to be asking, is it true? Is she in love with this person that I represent myself to be, that I'm not really? It's not really true love, but this isn't truly me. So that could be something too, just thinking like, you know, a be yourself. And if they don't accept that, it's not worth having kind of thing. Because you're still going to be thinking, is it true love? Because if I'm not being who I really am, it can't really be true love because it's not truly me.
Right.
So that could be cool in a, you know, and what might even be more cool is a female song about, you know, the way I dress, this stuff. I know he likes when I laugh at those jokes that I don't really like and all this stuff. But if that gets me him, is it true? Is it true love? Or is it not even truly me?
So the vulnerability of the female psyche in that moment where
going,
tribally trying to belong and into this relationship possibly, but questioning, right?
Yeah, like, is it worth being somebody else to get this guy? And ultimately, of course, the answer is no. I mean, just by posing the question, you know the answer. Could be cool if something about that from a female point of view strikes a chord with me a little bit more than just a guy saying, I could pretend to be Joe Cool or whatever. I don't know why, but it feels like it'd be a cool female song asking, is it true love? Is it true to who I am?
Why did you buy it more? It would be more.
Then a girl would ask that. Yeah, the guy would be like, whatever. Yeah, that's sad as that.
But it's true.
A little more self-aware. But, also there's so much more pressure put on women to look away, act a certain way, all this. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on guys to be alpha male and to be certain ways as well. But so that's something to think about. And that may just be a function of who you have to write it with and that sort of thing, where you can write that from.
But I like the female approach. That's good. Yeah, that rang a bell with me.
And I like coming around to, is it true? Is that really who I am? Because even if I get them at the end of being this way, at the end of the day, I'll still be asking, is it true? And even if it's love, I'll be asking, is it true? Because it's not real. It's a facade. It's an illusion. So I think some is cool there. That is kind of, it's deeper. If you still want to put some tempo on it, you want to put some groove, you want to put some energy on it, and not just like a weepy ballad. You want to try and make it kind of more even anthemic or something where it moves. You don't want to put this deeper idea sitting in a ballad because it's just going to be too navel gazing. But I think if you make it where even if you didn't know what I was talking about, it feels good, then you can put this deeper thought in there. A lot of furniture about all this different stuff you could do and act and all this stuff. It may get the guy, but is that the guy you want to get if that's what he's attracted to? It's not even fair to him because you're selling him. That's not true. And it's destined to fail. So yeah, I'm gonna settle on that one for right now.
That's some good. About 3 or 4 or 5 different angles there. I like that. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of another song title challenge. Brent, if somebody wants to write this song with you, it
is true. You can. I do one-on-one coaching. I do some coach writing. So basically, this is just me and Johnny riffing for like 10 minutes on an idea. If you really want to bring in some different ideas and really dig into them with me, as I said before, we can repair your song or we can prepare your song. So wherever it is in the state of becoming, we can dig into it, and I'll try to help you write your best songs ever. Either coming up with ideas, ripping it apart, rebuilding it, all that kind of stuff. You can ask me anything about the art, the craft, the business of songwriting. It's all on the table. I'm here to be helpful. So to find out more about that, you can look at my calendar. You can set your own appointment with me at songwritingpro.com/coaching. songwritingpro.com/coaching. You can, we have a kind of frequently asked questions on there. You can see what it's all about, and then you can go ahead and book a time. We'll hook it up online, over the phone, and from anywhere in the world. Yeah. So check it out. Thank you.
There you go. All right, guys. Enjoy that one.